There's something worth saying right at the start. This is simpler than you've been making it. The difficulty usually arrives when desperation sets in, because by then, you've got momentum working against you. But the underlying principle is straightforward. You are source energy in a physical body, and you came here intending to feel good. Not just in peak moments, not just when your team scores or when everything lines up perfectly, but as a baseline. Bliss, satisfaction, peace, passion, invigoration, some version of all of these, consistently. That's what you intended. The source within you is already operating at that frequency all the time. When you feel less than that, it's because your focus has dropped below what you're actually capable of. Life is meant to be enjoyable. People are meant to interest you. There is something worth savoring in almost every moment. And when those moments feel scarce, that's a signal, not a verdict. It means you've drifted vibrationally, and that's something you can correct. The move is not to change your circumstances or wait for other people to behave differently. The move is to recognize that you have the ability to feel good regardless of what your government is doing, regardless of the weather, regardless of whatever, even though you want to fill in. That capacity exists because Source is already there, already broadcasting at that frequency, already pulling for you. Anything less than alignment with it is simply a matter of where your attention has landed. Here's where it gets worth slowing down for. When people talk about being locked into time and reality, what they're actually experiencing is the momentum of a repeated thought pattern. Law of attraction reflects consistent thinking back to you, so change can feel slow. But that slowness is caused by the thinking, not by time itself. Whether you're reflecting on the past, engaged in the present, or imagining the future, you're doing all of it right now. There is only now. And the question that almost nobody is asking is, in this now, what is Source thinking about what I'm focused on? That's the only question that matters. If you're replaying a memory of being humiliated, dismissed, or hurt, and you feel resentment while you do, that resentment is information. It tells you that your inner being is not in agreement with your interpretation of that event. Not because your inner being is naive or dismissive of what happened, but because it received something from that experience that you haven't yet claimed. The expansion, the clarity of desire, the rocket that got launched. Your inner being took the gift from that contrast immediately. It became the vibrational equivalent of everything you wanted in response to what you didn't want. And it's been holding that standard for you ever since. So making peace with the past isn't about pretending things were fine. It's about finding the aspect of the experience that your inner being already sees, the version of it that contributed to who you've become, and letting your focus rest there. Every unwanted experience you've moved through launched a desire. Source caught that desire and became it, the clearer version of you, the more empowered version, the version you were reaching toward. That's your vortex. And Source is pulsing at that frequency right now. If you're vibrating anywhere short of that, you're simply out of sync with yourself. The distance between where you are and who you've become is what negative emotion feels like. This isn't a problem requiring years of work. It's a perceptual shift. You are Source energy in a moment when you're not acting like it. Whether that gap is about something from 20 years ago, something that happened this morning, or something you're dreading about tomorrow. The gap is the gap, and it closes the same way regardless of the time frame, by caring about how you feel and choosing a thought that moves you toward alignment. If you're somewhere in the middle of this and finding it useful, it's worth staying with. Consider subscribing so you don't lose the thread. Past, present, future, irrelevant. They're all happening now. The only thing that is actually relevant in any given moment is this. Am I in alignment with Source? And you know the answer by how you feel. That's it. That's the whole system. Your emotions are a real-time indicator of your relationship to your own inner being. When you feel good, you're resonating with who you actually are. When you don't, you've pointed your attention somewhere that Source isn't pointing. You can't control conditions reliably enough to use them as your primary path to feeling good. Some people try, and when everything lines up, it works temporarily. But conditions are unstable, Other people are unpredictable, and the world doesn't organize itself around your preferences. If feeling good depends on circumstances cooperating, you've handed your well-being to something you can't govern. The alternative is understanding that you have access to a thought, always, in any moment, that can shift how you feel. You know your inner being exists. You know what emotional alignment feels like. You know the direction of better. That knowledge makes you permanently capable. You are never without recourse. When someone asks how to feel good, the first answer is, decide that you want to. Really want to, not as a concept, but as a priority. The second is to understand the mechanism. Feeling good means vibrating at the same frequency as the source within you, which already feels good. There's no other method. You can't think your way there through analysis. You can't argue yourself into alignment. You move toward it by reaching for thoughts that feel slightly better than the ones you're currently holding and letting that process compound. This is the shortcut, not the long road of fixing everything external and then seeing how you feel. The direct path of tending to your vibration now and watching what becomes available to you as a result. You are not powerless in this. You have never been powerless in this. The source within you has been holding your highest version steady this entire time, waiting for you to tune in. That frequency is available in any moment you choose to reach for it, and that includes this one. If this landed for you, subscribing keeps these ideas close for when you need them again.